Hello, this is Retreat Briefing in Monday, March 11th. So today's topic is Groundhog Day for Bitcoin. Will it go over 70k? So during the weekend, Bitcoin crawled back up and even reached a slight more than 70k, which we failed to reach in last Tuesday. And it was very short time, and eventually dropped back to even 66k. And however, Bitcoin is keep trying to go back up, and it seems like it's gathering its power right now. So let's have a detailed look with our Goya Premium chart later. So let's start. This is a dominance chart for today. So during the weekend, Bitcoin and Ethereum were having a correction. So you can see that this red means went down during the weekend. But at Sunday, which I told you just at the beginning, Bitcoin fluctuated to record high and came back down. Those up and down and recovering from the correction. So the dominance for the Bitcoin increased back up, and Ethereum also started to increase, and altcoins also decreased yesterday and recovered slightly from right now. And the Tether dominance seems like increasing right now, but who knows? But this means that people are taking profits right now, since the market is right now it's pumping altcoins, taking turns. So maybe from the highly increased altcoins, people are taking profits, which increase the USDT dominance. So the overall look of the market seems going back to bullish market, since there are long tails, which means that the dominance increased a lot, but eventually went down. So this proves that these long tails prove that Bitcoin kept trying to break through the 70k, where our short positions liquidation all around. So and now this is a Goya Dominance 1 chart from 3 p.m. in Saturday to 2 p.m. today. So Goya Dominance 1 chart shows that weekend was a day for a correction. So the dominance kept falling, and starting from today, it's went back up a little bit. So now it's 0 points at 2 p.m. So points between 21 to minus 21 means that the market is overall moving in sideways, but especially if it's minus, then it means that more coins are falling rather than increasing. So, but since it's keep going up again, I think the short-term correction, it's slowly finishing, and maybe the pumping will come back again. So this is a liquidation heat map for the last 24 hours. And as I said, the weekend was a correction day. So the long positions were liquidated a lot, almost 3 times more. You can notice from here. Yeah, almost 3 times more than short positions liquidation. And this shows that the whole market is covered with green except for some coins. So these are the coins that have pumped in last weekend, and those are now getting corrections. So the total amount of liquidation was about $304 million. It is still relatively less comparing to last Tuesday, but even the increase to 70k and 5% drop to almost 66k, that was made in 2 hours, but the market wasn't that frothy with leverage comparing to last Tuesday, when the Bitcoin fluctuated high up and high down. so the liquidation price is not that much. And this is a liquidation heat map for last 4 hours and 2 p.m. So you can notice that the short positions liquidated a lot, so which I mentioned at the beginning. Bitcoin and Ethereum and other coins are starting to recover from the correction. So I think people expected more correction downwards are now starting to get liquidated. And now this is an article about BlackRock gathered even more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy. So BlackRock I introduced very often in briefing, and which is a very big company with Bitcoin ETFs. So the CEO of BlackRock, I mentioned him a lot in Bitcoin, and he was the one who said that the Bitcoin will become more important asset than gold. So as the need for Bitcoin ETFs keep increase more and more, Bitcoin will get more stable and eventually rise even more from now. And now Bitcoin is struggling to break through the 70K again. This article introduced that there are some major resistance that blocks its way. So we will be talking about that later with the liquidation heat map and our premium chart. But there are movements that shows Bitcoin is gathering its power in order to break through the 70K. So I am very curious if Bitcoin can break through and liquidate those short positions. So this is a liquidation heat map for Bitcoin in last Friday. So you can see that long positions start to gather, expecting Bitcoin to rise back up all the way down to 65.5K. And this is a liquidation heat map for past 3 days. So you can see that 8th, 10:30 a.m. Now it starts from 8:15. It means 3:30 p.m. Now this is the point which I mentioned that it reached all the way up to 70K, but eventually fell down all the way to 66K. So if you see the line, liquidation line made near here, it's not that much, no yellow color at all. So this is a proof that people stopped putting high leverages from now, because the market the overall atmosphere changed into a correction market. Now after this big fall, it went back up here, and now it moved in sideways during the weekend. And starting from yesterday afternoon, the Bitcoin tried to recover its price. So the short positions all over here near 70K were all liquidated, but it eventually failed to break through this thick bears waiting all the way up at 70K. So it went back down and made another big correction down to 66.5K. So long positions waiting for Bitcoin to rise back up were all liquidated, and now it started to move between 69K. So the consolidation of Bitcoin was made near 69K, so it increased dramatically. So I think breaking through the 70K is not that difficult. So you can see that short positions are all the way up to 72. So I think Bitcoin will definitely break through 70K really fast. So this is a Ethereum's liquidation heat map in last Friday. So in last Friday's briefing, the Ethereum's price will keep going up. So they liquidated a lot of short positions. And again, this is a 3 days chart for Ethereum. So in last Friday, it kept increased until about 11 p.m. but made a huge drop here at night. So around 11 p.m. So it liquidated a lot. You can see those thick yellow colors. And it broke through 4K at that time. So just like Bitcoin reached to 70K and made a huge drop to 66K. So as Ethereum, it reached 4K and went straight down like $200 in only a few hours. So it rebounded back up and moved in sideways during the weekend, and starting from Sunday night, the price kept going down again, and early morning today it made a big drop all the way to 3.7K, and now it went back up and still moving in sideways around 3.85K. So there are large short positions waiting for here. I mean liquidation near 4K. So there is an Ethereum Denkun update applied in March 13th. So Ethereum, I think, will definitely try to break up these long short positions with the support of Denkun update. So now this is a RSI heat map for the 4-hour candlestick standard. So you can notice that the average crypto went all the way down 50 points. So comparing to last Friday, you can see that cryptos are all over 50 to 60. So most of the coins were staying at those parts. And from today's, you can notice that it came down to 40 to 50 points. But I told you that the pumping for altcoins will continue. So the cryptos at the overbought and strong points, those are the cryptos that has been pumped recently. And there are no specific reason for altcoin pumping to stop. So I think the altcoins pumping will continue. So let's have a look at premium chart from now. Let's start with Bitcoin. You can see the dominance. I told you it was around 2 p.m. when I checked. So it was near 0 point, and now it's keep going back up. It's now 7.3. So the whole market, it's not that bullish yet, but it's starting to move slightly upward in sideways market. And the expectation of the score chart of Bitcoin is rising back up. So which I told you, the Bitcoin will keep trying to break through that 70K. And right now, with an L2 and LNL, those signals, Bitcoin even reached 71K. So the liquidation chart would be amazing. Those assets, those yellow assets, were all the way at 70.8K. So those short positions were liquidated, I think completely liquidated. So I'm very curious right now. I think I need to watch it. I can't just, wow. Those amazing amount of money were liquidated starting right now. It liquidated the whole thing, so it's eating up the money right now. The amount would be, let's see back here. So in 24 hours, there's still all the money that differs. It's only $2 million right now, since it's liquidating short positions in real time. So it's keep trying to go up all the way to 72K. So it's quite an unbelievable moment right now. So when the Bitcoin starts to increase dramatically like this, all the coins are affected. So I think you should. This is a important time right now. I'm getting nervous right now since, wow, I'm at the moment of history. So as I told you, when the Bitcoin starts to rise, Ethereum also started to rise back up. So it's now trying to touch 4,000. And as I showed you right here, I'll just go back to here. So within liquidation heat map in futures market for Ethereum, I told you that there are a lot of monies gathering all up here, those short positions. Now it's liquidated in real time, so I think tomorrow the liquidation amount would be massive. So Ethereum just broke through the 4,000K. So, however, the assets short positions liquidation, it's over now. So I don't know when this would end, but probably it's renewing the record high right now. So I cannot expect anything right now. But I think until Bitcoin rise, every other will be affected too. So let's look at Ripple. Ripple also started to get impacted by the Bitcoin's huge increase. So now the price is just breaking through the 62K. Now it's reaching about right here. So if it reaches here, this would be the first resist line. It's made in Sunday 6 p.m. So if it breaks through, now it will keep challenge going up. But recently, Ripple didn't get affected by the Bitcoin's rise. So you can see that when Bitcoin made a big drop, it applied to Ripple a lot. But the big rise didn't impact Ripple quite much. So I think you should carefully watch Ripple compared to other coins. And you can see that score chart is keep going up since the Bitcoin started to rise. I think Dogecoin just got started to rise up with Bitcoin. So it's just keep increasing in real time. Oh, it's reaching all the way up to 0.18. So I don't know when this would finish, but just keep in mind that when the Bitcoin just reached all the way up like that, in few hours the big correction also came. So they reached this goal to liquidate those short positions assets. So I think maybe trying short positions at the top would be quite beneficial, but it's only my idea, so don't just try what I say. So now it's trying to touch the first resist line, which our Goya premium charts tell, and then it will try to go up again, which was made in Sunday's highest point. And if it breaks through this part again, then it will try to reach the highest point back again. So it's 0.2. So I think it's a time for us to watch how the market will go. So I'm very glad to share this moment with you guys, and I hope you guys to have a safe trade once again, and thank you for watching. Bye.